Hi there. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be my monthly reset for the month of June. Every month, I have a list of things on my reminders app that I go through to do just to start the month fresh. There's something about like the first day of the month that's almost like a mini New Year's Day. You can take my monthly reset and adjust it as you need to for what works best for your life. My name is Jamie. I'm a mother of two toddler girls, and life is chaos. You know, if you have two kids under three, they're 2.5 and 1.5, and there's never a dull moment, let's just say that. But it definitely helps if I can take a little bit of time before the new month to just prepare the house, my mentality for the month, my goals, and then just making sure that things stay clean. So let me go ahead and show you my list for the month. We have to clean our devices. Should probably do this more frequently, but at least once a month, I know that my phone, my iPad, and my laptop are getting disinfected. They're getting cleaned up. Screens are nice and clean and clear again. The phone is probably the grossest one. Wash your makeup brushes. Between each month, I'm using like one of those alcohol sprays where you can just like wipe it on a washcloth. But once a month, I do get in there and use soap and water. Clean the coffee machines. Organize my notes in my notes app. Pay the credit cards. That one's easy to forget. I update my Shutterfly book. I do like a family yearbook every year, month by month, of all of our favorite photos, all of our favorite memories, core memories that I love to like look back through and just reminisce. So I update that once a month. We have a big whiteboard calendar. So I update that with all of our upcoming events. I do a life audit. So I review the last month. I see where I'm at within all of like the life categories, which I will show you. I set goals for the new month, and then I create a new habit tracker with 3 habits that I want to track and prioritize for the month. So let's go ahead and jump in. I think I'm going to start with washing the makeup brushes, which I used to hate, but I just use fewer makeup brushes now and it's not so bad. So let me show you how I do that. I used to use one of those like silicone bumpy mats that you can like scrub your brush on with the soap, and it just kind of felt like it would take forever. I'd have to put soap on multiple times, and I was like, this can't be that efficient. So I switched to using my hand, and it is actually much quicker, much easier to get all of the residue off of your makeup brushes. Step 1 done. I'm gonna go clean my devices now. This gets grimy from baby hands, toddler hands. This is our big family calendar to keep track of what events the kids have, play dates, birthday parties, date nights, etc. I actually made this, if you couldn't tell by how crooked it is, but it gets the job done. So that's my type B personality. It is good enough. coffee machine is cleaned. And now, as far as next steps, reviewing the month, setting goals. I do what I call a life audit. I go through 10 categories and rate them on a scale from 1 to 10. And I can then compare to the last month, how I felt then, where I need to focus my month. So, for example, one of the categories is environment. So, open to interpretation, but what environment means to me is like my home and how I feel about my home, how I feel about my neighborhood, how I feel about Arizona in general. Maybe in the summer months, it's definitely a bit less on the positive side because it is so hot. How I might rate my home this month. It's been fairly clean. I've been actually doing a declutter, so I've been feeling pretty good about the environment. So I might give it like a 7. Now looking at last month, I also gave it a 7. So pretty neutral how I've been feeling about the environment. The 10 categories are career, romance, health, family, friends, environment, finances, contribution, creativity, and growth. I got these from Angie Bellamere. Every October, she does like a 31-day like a goal setting challenge. So I got these from one of her challenges and I've stuck with it. What I do is I don't tend to look at last month's before I rate them. I'll rate them all, I'll look at last month, and then I'll make notes on the ones that are rated highly, the ones that are rated lowly, yeah. And then the ones that like differ from last month pretty drastically. Another thing that I like to do based on my life audit and which categories I want to focus on is I come up with a word for the month. Last month's word was cherish. That one's been pretty long standing. My words that I've been pretty consistently focusing on this year are present, cherish, and strength. My categories to focus on this month, the ones that are low, the ones that have changed, what have you, are going to be romance. What this means to me is just my husband and I have probably not been spending much time together, spending time to connect. At the end of the day, with 2 young kids, when you've been working or in the thick of it with your kids, you just want to like decompress. And so we're very good at going and doing our own thing. I go and read, he goes and works or does stuff on his computer or watches a show. And so prioritizing at least once a week, having time for us to like connect and talk and get to know each other again is important. I love that my creativity is really high. Like I'm feeling very creative. And so I want to foster that so that I can continue that creativity and growth, continue to challenge myself. So I'm going to make that a focus as well. And then finances is on the lower end. So I think maybe sitting down with my husband and setting goals, maybe evaluating where our money is going and where we want it to be going, and maybe setting a savings goal. I think that would be helpful for us. So I'm going to highlight finances as well. As far as like a word for the month, I love the word cherish because I always need the reminder that as hard as it is to have toddlers, it does fly by. And so seeing the word cherish on my habit tracker in my planner, I make bracelets that have like friendship bracelets that have the words on them. Just seeing the words that mean a lot to me frequently throughout the day is a good reminder. So like I said, my words are present, cherish, strength. Another one is consistent. And I think I'm going to make consistent or consistency, whichever, my word for the month of June, because it's easy to, when you have motivation, do the things that you need to do or should be doing. So in regards to my specific words, romance, creativity, and finance, beginning of the year, I was all gung-ho for a no-buy. That's unfortunately gone out the window. Ben and I were once a week having what we call what time, which is just time where we have no phones, the kids are asleep, like it's just time for us to talk and dream and laugh and connect. We haven't had that in months. Creativity. I've started making YouTube videos, and it's so easy to talk yourself out of doing new things and things that challenge you, especially something like YouTube or social media, because there's so much failure involved. Like, you're going to post videos for months and months and get no views, but it has to be something that you enjoy doing, something that makes you feel good for reasons outside of that external validation. So I'm trying to enjoy the creative process of it and not just look for an outcome. So my word for the month of June is going to be consistent. And then with that in mind, looking back at my habit tracker for the month of May, and it's not complete because we still have like a week left in May when I'm filming this. The goals I had were to declutter daily. I'll talk about that. Use my red light mask every day, and then have fiber every day. So some of these have been easier than others. The most consistent I've been is with the fiber, because I'm using Benefiber and I'm able to just add it to my coffee in the morning, and it like doesn't taste any different. So that's been like a super easy, I just have to remember to put it in, but I'm pretty good at remembering stuff like that. The red light mask has been fairly consistent, because I'm making a video on it. So if you're interested in the benefits, or if you actually get results from using a red light mask, stay tuned, because I have that coming. I originally set like a 30-day goal, but I don't know that there's anything going on in 30 days. So it might have to be like a 90-day update, and then I will continue it for like, 6 months, a year. We'll see. If nothing's happening, I'm not gonna keep doing it, but they say. And then the last one, declutter. It is very spotty. However, the amount of things that I've been decluttering, like I'll have days where I just have more time, so I like attack a lot more areas in the home, or just a larger volume of things. So it's been like my May project, my 30-day project. I am going to create a video on it if that is something that you feel like would benefit you as well in helping with your environment. Keep an eye out on that and the things that I've learned that have been helpful, and why I think that it's a really important thing to do for your mental health. For the month of June, I do want to continue the red light therapy, so that's definitely going to be a goal. Another goal is going to be to take creatine daily and see how that changes whether it's like my strength or my capabilities with lifting in the gym, or like my body. Is it gonna change my body composition? I've also heard that it's really great for mental clarity. So I will report back after 30 days of taking creatine every day. So I just need a third habit. What is my third habit? I'm gonna have to think on that, because I don't know. So I've got for June, the red light mask and creatine, and I still have like a week left in May. So then I'll decide in June what I want that third one to be. Another thing that I do in my planner that I think is awesome, and I've loved doing it, I've done it for 2 months now. I call it the magic moments. So it's kind of like, what are you grateful for that day? But I'm just picking one thing that I want to remember. This goes with my word of the month for May, cherish. Like little moments that have they feel magical, In case you haven't caught on, I am a big Disney gal. And so Disney's always been magic to me. And so that's why I've been calling it my magic moments. But, some of them are like Lena asking me if I wanted to come sit and talk a little bit with her. My daughter Addie picking up a little stuffed doggy and saying, "Good boy." The way Addie will like walk backwards to sit in your lap and read a book. On Mother's Day, Lena came up to me and instead of saying Happy Mother's Day, she said, "Happy birthday, Mother." Looking back through that, just like, it just reminds you of like the little moments throughout the day. and the month that you would otherwise like forget. Like you might think of them every now and then, but like having them written down and being able to look back, like it's just so neat. So if you don't do something like that already, I love having it in like a layout like this because I don't ever look at the monthly spread on my in my planner for like activities. That's what my phone, I look at my phone or our big calendar. So I was like, well, I'm just wasting this page. Like, what should I do? And so this is what I decided to do, and I love it. I think I'll do it forever. Goal setting. Again, looking at my life audit and then pulling from that. May goals were consistency at the gym, no excuses, quality time with the girls, and then to create and have fun. Create and have fun, that was in regards to YouTube, creating videos, and just having fun with it. Again, enjoying the process of it and not hoping for any specific outcome. Consistency at the gym is pretty straightforward. I lift 2 to 3 times a week. If I get in there extra, I will do sprints or like Pilates, like a Peloton Pilates mat workout. And then I walk a few times a week with the girls, if weather is permitting. Quality time with the girls. I have a friend who her girls are in school now, and she often reminds me to really appreciate being able to just take them around with me every day. She said that's the thing that she misses the most is them just like being with her. So trying to take advantage of that and not only like planning fun outings, but also like planning ordinary outings where we go get coffee or walk around the mall, or if I have specific errands, going and doing those, and just making them a part of it. So those goals I'd say were pretty good. I can definitely be more consistent at the gym. I think I lifted like 6 times this month. I do have a whole week left, so that could be better. Quality time with the girls. I've definitely taken them out for coffee dates with friends. We've gone to the park and just tried to enjoy the weather, how it is, the weather before it gets really hot. And then I've been having so much fun creating primarily book videos. That's on a separate channel, which is just like for fun. But I feel like I didn't want to combine them, but I also wanted to create these 2 different types of content. So don't ask why I decided to do that, but I did. So we'll see which one outlasts the other. As far as June goes, I think I want to keep the goals the same. They're not measurable goals, which I get, but they're feelings that I want to have. Like I want to feel proud of my work in the gym. You know, I want to keep getting stronger. I do have like annual goals as far as like fitness wise. I want to be able to do a pistol squat, to meal plan weekly, which I've been doing, and I want to stop swearing, which I've not been doing very good at. So if anyone has tips on that, let me know. My daughter drops the F-bomb way too much. So we're working on that. She has started saying, I will stop myself from swearing by saying like, oh, get out of the mother racks. You know, like I stop myself. So the other day she goes, that mother window, and I died. I was laughing so hard. Like, you know, I guess that's better than the full phrase, you know, but I don't know how to stop. It's an issue for me. So those are like more measurable goals that I have. But as far as like monthly goals, it's just a feeling I have. You know, I want to continue to lift 2 to 3 times a week. My biggest one for the gym is like I will go to the gym because the girls go into like a kids club, and sometimes I just skip my workout because I'm not really feeling it, and I will just read. So my goal has been to not do that, to at least get in like a 30-minute lift, or if I need to just like walk on the treadmill, like something, move. Like that's the point of the gym, so I need to do that. And I might put a number on that. I might say like 4 workouts a week. Quality time with the girls, you know, if I had to put like a measure on that, like 1 fun outing a week that we plan ahead. We try to get out every day in some capacity. Sometimes that's just the gym. And then create and have fun. I have a lot of like YouTube goals in mind, like for my book channel that I already have several videos out for. Like, I would love to get to 50 subscribers, but I like, if I don't, I'm not gonna stop. I've told myself that I'm gonna give myself 6 months, like a solid 6 months of posting, and just see where it goes. See if I'm enjoying it enough to keep going, because it is so time consuming. You know, is it worthwhile for me and for the family for me to continue? So that's where I'm at. But right now, I just want to have fun with it and not like put pressure on myself. That's my goals done. So I can cross off set goals, habit tracker, I can cross off almost. Life audit, we can cross off. The last three things we have are all on the laptop. I go through my notes app, any like new notes, and see if I need to delete any, save them, just so that doesn't get totally out of control. The Shutterfly book, I will go ahead and put in our May pictures for what we have now, and then pay the credit cards. So this is like, I don't do any words or anything. It's just broken down by month. And then pictures of the girls mostly, but sometimes date nights. It's so fun to go back through and just enjoy all of them. So I will go ahead and update May, but we're gonna have to make adjustments because we still have a whole week left. And then I go on my phone to pay the credit cards, and that is my whole monthly reset. So there's that. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. This is what I do every month to just reset and just to get in the right mindset for a new month and wrap up the last one. So let me know what you do at the beginning of each month to see if there's anything that I am missing in my monthly wrap up. And if you enjoyed this, go ahead and check out my weekly reset here. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.